My last video that I uploaded, the final night of my Five Nights at Freddy's, turned out to be my 100th video, and so I decided that I would make my 101st video something a little more personal. It's weird thinking that I have made so many videos, because, you know, when I first joined YouTube, which was way back in 2006, it was just mainly to watch videos. My first video wasn't until 2007. It was just a random video of me sitting in front of my probably computer camera, just talking about nothing important. 8 years later, I am at my 101st video. So I decided that I would give you all my coming out story, because I haven't. A lot of people who know me closely already know this story. They always say, you know, you only have to come out once, and once you come out, you know, that's it. Well, for me, I actually came out twice. The first time was when I was 18. I was planning on going out with my parents and one of my close friends at the time, because she was going to be my moral support. However, when I brought this idea to my parents, they pretty much trapped me in the car. It was one of those trucks where the back seat, you had to wait for the person in front of you to get out before like the person in the back could get out. So yeah, I was in the back seat and my parents were both in the front, so there wasn't anywhere for me to go. It was very nerve-wracking for me, just because I didn't expect it to happen like that. They were concerned, just because it was just kind of secretive, in the sense that my friend and I wanted to take them out to eat because we had something to talk about, and I'm pretty sure their minds were running over many things, like I got my friend pregnant, or, you know, we got into something bad. Finally, I told them, I'm like, I think I'm gay. I think they didn't know how to react. My dad got silent. Then the questioning began, like, oh, well, how do you know you're gay? Maybe you're not. You know, you've never done anything with anyone, so how would you know? You know, it was weird to hear it, even though I kind of suspected it. Worst case that my brain thought of was, you know, my parents would get mad at me and they would kick me out. My mother was very reassuring. She was saying that it didn't, you know, nothing mattered. Like, it didn't matter that they were my parents and that they would still love me. So that part was a bit of a relief. But then there was just that questioning part where it seemed like they doubted it because I had never done anything with anyone. After that, I began to question myself and my sexuality, because I was still living in the mindset that I had to make my parents happy, and their reaction scared me a little bit because it wasn't completely positive. Not that they were, you know, overly negative or anything like that, but it felt like I had let them down in some way. I kind of chickened out, in a sense. Like, as I thought about it more, I settled on the thought that I could be bisexual. I did try kind of to date girls. It never felt right. There was not much of an attraction there, aside from, you know, just wanting to be good friends with them. I was going through the motions, but I knew that it wasn't there. When I was in college, I was 21. This was like 9 years ago. I decided that I was going to come out again. This time, I was going to come out to pretty much my entire family, not just my parents. Because at this point, my friends knew that I wasn't straight. That wasn't a secret. I had made some friends, actually, who were gay, and meeting them was probably the best thing that happened to me, because it was just nice to find someone that I could really relate to, that made me come to the realization that I was not bisexual, that I was just gay. I ended up writing a letter to my parents. It was another thing of me being worried, because I was still scared of losing their approval. So I wrote them that letter. Sorry. I came out to them again, saying that, explaining how I felt, and that I had tried to like girls, but it wasn't there. At the end of the letter, I told them that they could take as much time as they needed before talking to me again. I didn't want them to feel pressured. I sent the letter out on a Friday, because it usually takes a couple days to reach them. I knew I couldn't do it face to face again, because I would get all emotional like I did the first time. I just couldn't bear that kind of rejection if it happened. The following Monday, my mom called me. She was just like, "What? We haven't heard from you in a while. Why haven't you called?" I asked her if she got my letter. She had said she had. I asked her what she thought. Like before, she was completely supportive and just said that, it didn't matter to her. I was still her child, and she still loved me, and nothing would change that. It was so great to hear it again. It was such a relief to hear that I still had the support of my parents, because just growing up in a Catholic home, Mexican Catholic home, it didn't seem like something that would have happened. At least I didn't think it would. I also came out to the rest of my family on my mom's side. So I sent out emails. I explained to them, this is how it is, and this is what's happening. Like, some of them were, they were just really relaxed about it. There was a few, about time, because a lot of people in my family had already suspected. Over the next week or so, I was just contacted my family, saying that it didn't matter, they still loved me. My grandma even called me and saying that she knew, and that it didn't change, it didn't change anything between us. We were still family. I was still her grandson. It was such a huge relief for me to know that I had all this support in my family, because I didn't know if I would once I came out. I was kind of preparing myself to have to rely on just my friends for support, because I know, at least my best friend, I know that she would have been there to take care of me if I needed it. And I'm so thankful that I didn't need that, because I know that there are so many other people who come out and they're disowned, and they're kicked out of their homes, and it's not fair. Your family, you're supposed to stick together through everything, not just when it's convenient, not when things are good. It's getting through all those bad times that makes you so strong. It would have devastated me if I didn't have that family support anymore. There was definitely just this huge wave of relief to finally be able to admit it, and to finally stop acting like somebody I wasn't. And nothing has really changed in my family, at least not anything from people towards me. It's just one of those things that's there. Like, they know that I'm gay, and it's not a big deal, because it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm not going to pretend I'm going to be somebody that I'm not anymore anyway. I can't say everything's been easy, because life isn't easy, but it's just one less thing that I am worried about now. I have the people I need who support me in my life, and they are the ones that matter to me. That's my 101st video. I hope to be around for another 100. That is all.